Hey guys, it's Gus, and the Bandit Air Nerf is coming, supposedly next Tuesday. I have not confirmed that, but that's the rumor. We all know how rumors are, though. Well, the thing is, when the Bandit Air Nerf is here, I want to still run content. I want to run it efficiently, right? I want to produce. So I've already made my build. I have not vetted this with the HR Discord community. Great folks, very knowledgeable, very test worthy, very forthcoming. So they're definitely going to pick this apart, which is totally cool. Uh, but this is what I'm thinking I'm going to use so far. This is all subject to change. Whatever the nerf is on preview does not guarantee that will be the nerf we see when it goes live. Um, Also, we're not 100% certain exactly what the Bandit Air does in a trial setting. We do know in a dummy setting, it is literally a 1% damage boost. That's it. It's pure garbage. Now, both rings, though, at a dummy setting, the Bandit Air and Ring of Darkness are around 6% overall damage boost. So the question is can we get more than, if that is true and they are 6%, can we get more than 6% from two other rings? I think it's be pretty close. But I've made this build around these changes, and there's some pros and cons to it. It's a This build is much cheaper than the previous build I showed, and also a direct observation I'm noticing is there's no way an HR can justify going augment at endgame yet. I just don't see how it could compete with the striker now. We get so many more stats. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm using the Spike Van Bracers, the Mighty Van Bracers, is because I have too many stats. I don't know what to do with them all. So the big question is, what did I replace the Bandit Air with? Well, we have a lot of rings to pick from, but most of them are really bad. Like the 3% for your encounters. Well, 3% is really 3% of a third of our damage, so 1%, and that's before diminished returns on outgoing damage, right? Then we have like the 8% at will. What's 8%? Well, it's really 6% after, you know, um, relative returns or relative increases on a third of our damage. It's not that much damage. So I wanted the biggest stat ring we could get. And currently, actually, the biggest stat ring I think is the Red Eyes Glare. The problem with that is the big stat boost on it is power, and there's more efficient ways to get power in the game than that ring. So I went the accuracy ring. Accuracy is very underrated. It's a very good stat. And this ring gives you 5,500 of that one stat, in addition to the 4,500, offensive stats it gives you as well, the crit severity and accuracy. So I'll show you what I put together. What's nice is you're not going to be running journals as an HR probably ever again in Endgame, probably in scaled content. I put Lanterns of Revelation here. I could put Charm. I don't care. I'm leaving this wide open and not including it in the build because this will change by the second. So what you may notice, I'm running the Green Dragon Mark. Why am I running the Green Dragon Mark? Because I'm running the Green Dragon set as opposed to the Demogorgon set. So the Demogorgon set is great. Gives 5% outgoing damage after a couple hits, which is very fast. It also gives 6 strength attribute points and also gives an additional bonus hit. It's pretty rare though, but it gives an additional magnitude hit or a weapon damage hit. The thing is, this set really gives us 7.5% outgoing damage, and I'll show you why. We took a little hit on the stats right here. Oh, I take that back. It's actually more than that because instead of 1,300 item level, it's 1,600. So we're getting an extra 600 item level from running this set. I'll show you why I used it though. What else has changed really? Instead of using the MC gloves, I would have used them. We just have too many stats. So I'm using the 5% gloves, and I don't know what the uptime of these are in a trial setting. My belief is they're up very high, and they give you survivability. These rings are really great, or these gloves are, but not so much if if you still need the stats. I'm still using the combat advantage, Wasteland Wanderers. The Any artifacts you want, I went with the high level artifacts, the Dragonbone Blades, Demogorgon's Reach, just because they're 1,200 item level, and item level equals damage and survivability. I did change this though. So Ferocity, I've been using Ferocity forever since I got the Band of Air, like almost a year ago, or maybe 9 months ago. The problem with the Ferocity is it is literally a 1% damage for HRs. It's so low. And 4,500 stats is much better than 1% damage. But if you're running an augment, you're going to probably have way too many stats anyway. So you would run Ferocity. But I just can't justify it in the current state right now. But nothing changed. All enlightened or all skill aggression, every single insignia. Two assassins covenants, two warlords, and a gladiator's guile. It is very, very feasible to replace gladiator's guile with the artificer's persuasion. Artificer's persuasion is a very good bonus to use. Gladiators in a trial setting, Gladiator's Guile is just good in all settings, so I usually don't mess around with it too much unless it's super sweaty. I don't see why anybody at endgame would be running an augment anymore. We just have too many stats. I mean, you could go with the 3% damage ring, but 3% damage is probably more like 2% damage because of on HRs we just have so much outgoing damage that any outgoing damage we get after that is just it's crippled. Still run in with the three tarnished emeralds for the most item level that we can get, and then acute senses for the combat advantage. The bonuses. So if I'm running with the Demogorgon set, I would be putting the wolf right here for the 7.5% crit severity. But since so I took the Demogorgons off, put on the Green Dragon set, and I got the 7.5% crit severity from the Green Dragon set, so I didn't need that. So I can now put the Neverwinter Knight in here. Still using the Minsk, a Raptor, Bateri, and Alchemist Discipline. Eh, this is one of the two downsides of this build. Raptor builds are very reliant on everybody running Raptors. Another downside is this build is you don't need to run the legacy sorbet at all. You can run the 5% and then just get the other 5% power from like your boon or whatever. The problem I build around the legacy sorbet is because it's the best consumable in the game, and you're gonna get twice as much damage out of it as you will a squash soup. It's too good. So it's very easy to build around. Well, it's very hard to build around with a raptor because you're going to be capped with a raptor you're going to be capped on power with the raptor and a legacy sorbet. So that's why you don't have anything in brutals or dominance. Crit severity, you can mess around with all your enchants and overloads and probably make that crit strike if you wanted to. Powers, same. Appearance, oh, that's no biggie. Stats, I have every single thing in strength and dexterity, of course. And enhancements, I'm using three combat advantage and one accuracy. All these are defense. This one is forte. This is movement speed, but if you're in a static setting like Tom, you can easily replace that with AP. We're still using the Poison Thorn, though in AoE where everything burns instantly, you might want to consider Curse Burn, but I don't care about AoE builds. This is purely single target 10-man trial setting. And then Rage of Flames, Devil's Precision. I know people are infatuated with stats. Um I will admit, this build goes over. I think I lose almost 500 stats in this build. It's so janky. Why did my crit strike just go up? That wasn't like that before. Oh, it's probably because I put this on. Yeah, no, it's not that. So the HR, right? These three we have up. The if you don't know the bonus setting on these is whenever you use an encounter power, you gain 7.5. You gain 3.5% crit severity and 5% movement speed. Um, and it stacks up to 3 times. So you're getting 3% crit or 7.5% crit severity and 15% movement speed. Whenever you use three encounters, well, we're HRs. We got 6 encounters, right? So 1, 2, 3, just like that. And where's the I believe Rising Focus? No, it's called the Alice. It's in there though. Very high uptime. And then the accuracy, the 10 stacks, is super, super fast. The one potential downside stat or weakest stat is probably crit, just because I think even if this is a full stacks, I'm only like 87 or 88% crit. So the thing is about the Serene Hood is you need 10 hits at a certain percent of your health points in order to have full 10 stacks. So we do get 10 stacks. It's just not very often, and it's not for a high uptime. So let's see what consumables we got. We got a Flask of Potency. We got the Wildstorm, not Wildstorm, the Sunlord's Gift Elixir, and the Sorbet. And we got the Forger's Box. And it has the AP gain, so that's not messing with any, making the stats look unusual. So let's go and give you a few stacks in here. Let's see what's going on. Of course, for single target, you won't be using Regis. Please don't. He's such a bad single target. Well, you won't be using plant growth either. I just have them. That has nothing to do with the build. So power is we're gonna get 16. I'm sorry, 14% from the wait, 3.8 times 4, right? So we're gonna get poop. I already forgot. So from the Raptor, we're gonna get 3.8 times 4 from 4 players. So we're gonna get 3.8 times 4, right? So 15.2% from the group, plus we're going to get 2.25 from the runic ore. So we're going to get 17.45 more power, which would put us right at 88.5, which I'm trying to figure out. I'm losing a percent. Oh, that's why. That's right. So we're going to use this for 1%. There we go. So now we're going to get 17.45. So this will put us at 89.5% power, which I'm totally fine with. So let me build some more stacks. So combat advantage is going to be right at 79.9, 80%, but you're going to get 5% from the tutor, of course, and you're going to get 5% from the aspect of the pack, which you will always have because you're an HR. If you're the only HR in the group, you're going to use it. Or if there's another HR, one of you will use it, but one of you will always use it. And then crit severity, this is going to be great. This is going to be, we're going to be right around 88% crit severity, so just a sec. And we could get a little bit more crit severity if we wanted to use the, let's see if I got the stacks. So we're at 88.5 crit severity, which I'm totally fine with. Crit strike. So I don't want to be attacking 20 times while I'm on camera because I'll keep messing up my thing. So we're going to get 10%. We're going to get 10% from the hood, which will put us at 78.6. Plus, we're going to get 7.5% from the chest piece. So we're going to be at 86%. And if you got a paladin there, you'll be at 88%. I'm fine with 86% crit strike. I know out of 100 hits, 4 of them will not be crit because I'm short 4% stats. Oh well. And I'm okay with that. I'll live just fine. So we're 89% on power, 89.5, 80, less than half percent on power, less than half percent on combat advantage. Crit strike is right there, 86%, unless you got a pally. And this was, I think it was at, what was it, 88.5? One sec, I'm very curious now. I got to look. And what I like about it is none of these numbers are green. Because if you didn't know, green, yellow, and red numbers are bad. That means you are wasting stats, which means you are not optimized. So look at, I am not optimized right here. I'm wasting 80 stats right there on accuracy. 80 is a really hard number to reduce, though. But I'm okay with that. This build, have a feeling, will be very potent. It won't be quite Bandit Air, but it will be darn close, I'm thinking. Um, my guess, and I brought up in the HR Discord, is that HRs are going to lose between 5 and 6% damage with the Bandit Air nerf. Which is just fine because the enemies are getting reduced by 10%. So it's probably going to be a net gain for HRs and trials. Yeah, that's not too bad. And The other good thing is it's cheaper because we're not using MC gloves. We're not using the demo set. You can replace this with any artifact you want. Plenty of artifacts can replace demo. It'll probably actually give better stats. I can still, I can take this out and put another artifact in here that will give me more stats than this one. And it's also nice because so you're not having to spend on the demo set. These are pretty much free, and then you don't have to buy the gloves because you can use these, which are pretty much free. And of course, you're going to be using the MC weapons in trials. I know they're not optimal and 100% best group ever, but 99% of the groups they're going to be optimal. And having the third damage companion will be really nice when I'm running the 5-man content. Please comment below. This is a work in progress. I'm very curious to hear your insights. Stay classy, Neverwinter. See you soon.